Welcome back, everybody, to more Umineko When They Cry. In the last episode, you know what? That was a really cool character. That's all I'll say. If you haven't watched the last episode, you definitely should. It continued the heavy themes that we're having today. Oh my gosh, like, it's actually a failed record, this is actually a second take on the recording, so I got about 10 minutes in, and that's basically where I stopped. I wasn't satisfied with the recording. My necktie pin got a little crooked. I love that! He's trying not to worry anyone, he's covering, I love these two characters, Eva and Hideyoshi. And I wish I kept my failed recording, but, these two characters, even Hideyoshi, they are, in my opinion, I feel like Eva and Hideyoshi are the most romantic couple in the series. It's not about passionate love, it's not about lust, it's not about that, it's about these two characters who were forced to be married, might I add, finding general happiness between each other, relying on each other, making themselves happy, being husband and wife, coexisting together, and raising a son like George, and being proud of their son George. It's the most real marriage in this game. If you compare it to, say, her older brother Cross, oh, Cross. His wife literally thought of herself as nothing more than a womb for Jessica. And that's all she was worth to the Ishiromiya family. That's horrifying. And Cross outright hides gold, a golden bar from her, when all this shit is happening. I feel like between Cross, Rudolph, and Eva's marriages, Rudolph is a close second, but Rudolph has some, pride that kind of makes him a little bit iffy on Kiri and her intelligence. Kiri's a genius. She taught... I kind of wasn't pressing a button. I kind of realized that. But Kiri's a genius. She completely taught, Butler how to do the reverse chessboard thinking. She's a much more interesting character. Her husband, on the other hand, he doesn't really do much. And I feel like he feels that he is in her shadow. And he has some sort of pride issue that's kind of making it to where they're kind of in sync, but they're not synced together. You know, I feel like they won't ever be the second Twilight because they're not as close as they could be if Rudolph threw away his pride and, you know, just accepted Kiri. I mean, we saw how uncomfortable he was in Chapter 2. I mean, come on. Really? But Eva and Hideyoshi, oh my gosh, they were so in sync. So in sync. They support each other, they love each other. It's the kind of love that you experience once you get older. Once, you know, the passion, you know, dies down a little bit. Dials back. I wouldn't say dies down, but like dials back, and this is your companion. Your companion for life. The person that you rely on, you know, you support, and they support you. It's your partner. That's the most basic way I can say it. And it makes me realize that they will always be doomed to be the second Twilight if it's not Canon, Jessica, or Shannon and George. It will always be them. Because no one else is as close to each other as these two characters. And I love that. I love that about 07's work. These two characters, favorite couple in Umineko When They Cry. Hands down. The humor from Hideyoshi and the character of Eva, they work so well together. It's so in sync. But that's enough of me gushing over possibly the closest relationship in this entire series. Hell, I would say in the entire 07th expansion, even Hideyoshi are the most realistic depiction of, like, a married couple that, you know, has found peace between each other. Has found that middle ground, that sweet spot middle ground. Yeah, they probably do fight, but they resolve it much easier than, to be honest, a lot of couples in real life. If these two people had a fight, they would resolve it much quicker than if Kratz and Natsui had a fight, or Rudolph and Kiri had a fight. Because that's who these characters are. You know? And I love them. I don't know how it's possible, but there's a way that I can like Eva. Despite her being, you know, very bitchy, she is looking out for her son. She wants the best for him, and she really just wants to make sure that she and her husband and her son are financially secured. That's why she came to Rokenjima. You know, yeah, she wants the inheritance, and now we're learning a little bit more that she wants to prove her brother wrong. She has something to prove. And I love that about her character. It's so excellent. I feel genuine happiness and joy whenever I see Hideyoshi and Eva communicating on screen. They play off each other so well. I love her smile too. Welcome to Rokenjima. Oh. Okay. Welcome back, I guess, too. Is that you, Reverse Rena? The voice of her... is Reverse Rena... Hold on. No, wait. Wait, what... Okay, I don't see her here. She... No. I want to know who that character is by name. I just... Sorry, that's something that I will continue to say throughout the series, is how much I love Eva and Hideyoshi's, like, relationship. I love it more than Canon and Jessica. I almost said Shannon. And Shannon and George. You know, because... And I guess to an extent... you could say Butler and Beatrice, although their relationship's more destructive towards Butler. And it's more of a rivalry relationship, not a couple relationship. Hell, Beatrice is more of a couple with Kinzo than Butler. But she is having a lot of fun with Butler, and that... who the fuck knows? But we already have the clock, for crying out loud. I guess it's not gonna fade, I'm just gonna press A and it's gonna continue. I love Umineko when they cry. Yeah, so because Butler is here on the island, it pretty much confirms that, yeah, this is October 4th. We have the clock going on in the background. We have Butler here on the island. We have all of the characters meeting together. There's no way it's not. Didn't he, like, try and grab your breasts in the first chapter? I seem to remember... I know that Butler is a slight pervert. Who am I kidding? Butler's a big pervert. Aww, I'm imagining a 3-year-old Maria. Aww. Good thing I'm not Rena. I'm gonna take you home with me. No, what are you doing? Rena, you can't take people home with you. That's illegal. I forgot about those jokes in Umineko, Hideyoshi. Right, like everyone remembers 6 years ago. I can't even remember 6 years ago. I can't even remember like 3 years ago when I was 19. Yes. Well, you're also not human. Oh, also, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense why Shannon is second in command, Cannon's third in command, and Genji's first in command. Before, I was like, wait, shouldn't this go by age? But now that I know that they're not exactly human, I can kind of see why. I keep on hitting, like, the wall next to me. I can kind of see why now that, Shannon is second in line of the servants. Horrible at remembering. My ass, you're horrible at remembering. You seem to remember a lot of details about the fucking writing that Beatrice does. Oh gosh. Are we ready? I don't know if I'm ready for this. Guys, I'm scared. I thought it would have been... I was expecting a little bit more, I'll be honest. Let's find out what that meant. Some lines in Umineko were written in katakana English, meaning the phonetic Japanese characters were used to sound out English. These lines will be enclosed in that. Like, see you again. Oh, okay. So that means that in Japanese, it's supposed to phonetically say English. So that means nothing for me. So he actually said, "See you again." Wow, okay. Alright, so that's a new rule of thumb that we're gonna be doing. I like how Witch Hunt just inserted those things. I mean, it makes sense if you read the original Japanese, but... He's crying. I've only seen him cry to Beatrice. She would get. Oh my gosh. Gosh. There. Gosh. I really thought it was going to be something even worse. Then again, no, when he was younger, that was like... How fucking old? Oh, he would have been 10. I was thinking Baller of today and what he would have said to Shannon before he left. Which, I like Umineko. I'm really enjoying the series, if any of you guys are wondering. If my whole entire, you know, talk of Hideyoshi and Eva are any indication, and that's just one aspect of Umineko when they cry, I fucking love this series. Why didn't I get into this back? Oh yeah, because it wasn't fully released by Witch Hunt, that's why. Shannon's bullying Butler. You shouldn't bully people. Coming from the person that laughs when people die. This is weird. I keep on saying that, but it kind of is, you know? You can't. Shannon-chan, please. You can't tell. It'll destroy him. The very idea... Oh my gosh. I can only imagine if Beatrice and Chapter 1 Bottler are listening to this. How embarrassed Chapter 1 Bottler would be. So I don't know if we're going to be paying too much attention... Well, I mean the game, not me. If the game's going to be paying attention too much to their relationship this time around, because that was the forefront of the last chapter. I don't know what the forefront of this chapter is going to be. Probably. Because they're as transparent as a brick wall, that's how. Some people are subtle. Yeah, they're as subtle as a train. I just made 2 analogies at once. You want me to go for 3? No. Like, no, seriously, George and Shannon do not hide their relationship at all. Bullshit, they're keeping... Everyone can... If Bottler can figure it out, we all know it's happening. The parents know, the uncles and aunts know. Hell, I bet Kinzo, who just sits in his study all day and doesn't talk to anyone, knows what's going on, okay? Let's be real here for a sec. Yeah. That kind of describes him. Shannon is really I have to admit, Shannon is really brave. Not just from Chapter 2, but from Chapter 1 too. She stands up to... I was kind of sad that she died in Chapter 1, like, immediately. And I'm so glad I got to find out a lot more about her in Chapter 2. Like, she outright stood up to fucking Beatrice. That, in itself, deserves a badass token. She has 2 badass tokens. I don't know where the second one came from. I'm trying to remember Chapter 2. I just know that she has 2 badass tokens. Why? Because I fucking said so. Kanon, on the other hand, has 3. 4. 20. Kanon's a badass. But then again, he was specifically designed to be... to have a sword and whatnot. Like, Shannon was designed with a heart. And so, she can use shield magic and whatnot. She wasn't designed for combat purposes. Kanon, on the other hand, was. So, inadvertently, Kanon's already going to have a lot more badass moments than Shannon does, based on the fact that, you know, he can fucking pull a sword out of his hand. I wonder if Shannon can do that too. Like, is she just shield, or does she have a sword hiding in her sleeves? Or her... You know, it's a magical sword. It comes out of thin air, but I just don't want to imagine all the places that she's hiding a sword. And with that awkward transition, we're going to see you guys next time in the next episode. Butler, have you gotten a girlfriend? We're going to find out next time if Butler's seeing someone. I wonder if he is. I'm actually pretty curious. So until then, guys, we'll see you then.